Remember when Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke were in love, but then he cheated on her a whole bunch? I do. It was 1996, Spice Girls Wannabe topped the charts. Canadian Jim Carrey made a whopping $20 million for the cable guy. Tickle Me Elmo was sold out everywhere, and 26-year-old Uma Thurman met 25-year-old Ethan Hawke on the set of their movie, Gattaca. The pair fell for each other on set, and with cult classics like Pulp Fiction and Reality Bites under their belts, quickly cemented their it couple status in Hollywood. They were married on May 1st, 1998 at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine in Manhattan, almost 2 years after their first collaboration, which was fitting since they were getting married due to another impending collaboration. Their daughter, Maya, was born 2 months later on July 8. You might know her as Robin from Stranger Things. Son Levon joined the family a few years later on January 15, 2002. The pair continued working on various projects, and in 2003, work brought them to Canada, with Ethan filming Taking Lives in Montreal and Uma filming Paycheck with Ben Affleck in Vancouver. It was while in Canada that Ethan allegedly had an affair with a 22-year-old Canadian model. He was 32 at the time in his rented loft apartment. Coincidentally, it was while filming Paycheck in Vancouver with Uma that Ben got busted mucking about at Brandy's behind J-Lo's back. Apparently, Uma found out about the young Canadian model, and she figured it was a one-time thing and that they would work through it. But then she found out that it was a multi-night thing, and that changed everything. While the rep said that they had no plans for a divorce by September 2003, the pair had announced that they were splitting up. And you'd think that it was because of the Canadian model, but no, according to sources close to the couple, it was because of the nanny. And no, she was not named Fran. Ryan Sean Hughes would have been around 20 at the time that Levon was born and had been a nanny on one of Ethan's films while he was still married to Uma. While the pair denied the rumors, they did conveniently start dating around the time that Ethan and Uma's divorce was finalized in 2005. Ethan claimed that they just reconnected and fell in love, you know? It's never just pancakes. Ethan and Ryan were married on June 21st, 2008. She gave birth to their daughter Clementine less than a month later on July 18th. Why propose when you can just knock them up? They had another daughter, Indiana, almost exactly 3 years later on July 23rd, 2011. That man just really loves something about October, huh? Uma, who had been previously married to Gary Oldman, did you know that? Went on to date hedge fund manager Arpad Busan. The pair were engaged in 2008, split for a minute in 2009, but then had their own collab, Luna, in 2012. They, however, called it quits in 2014. While Uma has remained relatively mum on their relationship and subsequent divorce, Ethan has been a bit more vocal. Uma has only said that if she sees one more headline about it, she'll gag. Sorry, Uma. And I'm just another American woman who was in an unfulfilled marriage that fell apart. As for Ethan, he likened falling in love on set to playing Spin the Bottle, telling GQ, "There's a certain intimacy to the work that we do. Imaginative intimacy. It's such a high, it feels dangerous and thrilling. It turns the temperature up in your life. But it doesn't have any connection to the dailiness of real life. That's the danger of it." He also claimed after their split that it was not due to infidelity, but that they had a lot of problems before he ever went to Montreal. Sure. He has also said that he was, at 27, simply too young to have gotten married, saying, "Success when you're young is really overwhelming. The world felt out of control, and I wanted to stop it from spinning so fast. I thought marriage would decrease my variables or something. I was absolutely wrong. There was this discovery that the male brain isn't done until 28. I definitely think my frontal lobe was not finished. I had no business taking vows that would last more than 2 weeks." But Ethan, weren't you 32 when you mucked about with that young Canadian model? What was your excuse then? You can't blame brain development on doing dumb things. Let's just stop doing that. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please save it and share it with your friends. It really does help spread the good word of the cult. And don't forget to follow me over on the gram, the two of you, just in case. Good day, and may the cult be with you.